Hello everyone, my name is Camera, and I am currently taking a break. I didn't do too much, but my plan that nothing for now. And then after an hour, I'm gonna stop it and then go right back to it. Up until I don't know, 1 a.m. 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. and then I'll stop that and then finish everything. I don't know, I gotta process and I'll over the week. Anyway, I was working on Japanese, and the idea is that you're supposed to be working on a bunch of, or not a bunch, just 3 different pages of review, because it's oral exam week, so people are, well, frankly, no one's actually, well, no, there's one person. That's because different complications occurred. Test. That's besides points. To make up for the hours and to show that you're actually technically class, you are to also work on assignments. So, yeah, these are really long and tedious and really confusing too about what you're supposed to exactly be doing. I guess it's just me overthinking it. So maybe I ought to stop overthinking it, you know what I mean? And then things shall work on its own. Let me quickly check the chat. Cool. Alright, that's enough checking the chat. Anyway. Okay. Did I show everything? Hold on. I did, but make sure that I click on everything. Oh, I'm not gonna click on these ones. I'll click on the top. Yeah, no, it's apparently this is just my hour of break and then I'll get right back to it, and heck, maybe I will finish. I don't know, my work ethic has been down in the dumps. Can never tell if it's been that way or if it simply is. Irrelevant, nonetheless. But ooh. Only I end up higher that actually would have gone something. You know, maybe a bit too personal, but I don't like taking medicine. You know, medication. You see, I have ADHD. I have a metaton of sorry, I was about to say, sorry, Freudian slip. I do have autism, but that's like irrelevant to my mind, honestly. I'm more worried about my ADHD than anything. Autism is like, it's like a neutral thing. Nothing really positive. Iffy on the negatives, and it's irrelevant, you know? I mean, heck, to prove how irrelevant autism is to me, you know, I already was diagnosed by doing like a series of psychological tests, but I didn't actually learn about it, or maybe it was told to me, I just didn't acknowledge it. Maybe, I don't remember. But point case, the way I learned about it was through one of my therapy sessions with my psychologist, and you know, she was exclaiming, "Oh, I'm so sorry that you had to learn this way." And I was like, "No, it's fine. I don't care." And I cared so little, in fact, that the very next day, I completely forgot that I had autism, and then I was like, "Oh yeah, I have autism." Yeah. Anyway, and yeah, that's to show how irrelevant it is to me. This stuff doesn't really affect me. It gives explanations for a few things, but by all means, it's just irrelevant. But anyway, so prerequisite out of the way. Basically, autism, I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. More importantly, ADHD. Hate that. And very often do I feel, I mean, it's a give or take, or give and take, I guess, you know? The give is, or what you can take out of it is that it's a good learning experience, you know? Because, you know, you get to learn how to focus more than the average Joe, but, you know, at the same time, you still have ADHD, you know? It sucks balls. I hate it. And if I'm to be even more frank about things, I hate how the modern society has, like, really glorified ADHD. I'm not joking. I'm gonna be completely real about that. I'm gonna put that on record. I hate it. This glorification of ADHD, which causes a lot of different troubles for many different people, and yet they're acting like it's a quirky thing. I mean, for Pete's sake, so often do I find myself envying those who don't have ADHD, but then I have to remind myself, if I'm able to get through all of this, then I'll be better than the average person, even if it is annoying to deal with ADHD every single day of my life. And the thing is, you know, I don't want to take medicine. I don't like it. It's just not for me. I don't blame anyone if they do take medicine, but it's just not for me. Because if I'm taking medication, I'm not saying this for any other people. This is standards for my own. I'm kind of just avoiding the problem. I'm talking about myself, of course. If anyone else takes medication, that's their own thing, you know. It doesn't mean that they're necessarily avoiding problems. But if I'm taking it, I'm going by my standard, which is, if I'm taking anxiety medicine, I'm not feeling anxiety anymore. Thus, I'm not fixing the problem because I'm not worried about it anymore. And thus, as soon as I stop taking the medicine, I go immediately back to the medicine because I'm dependent on it. There are so many people who've gone years taking the medication. That's bucks out of their wallet, you know. I don't want to live like that. It's not me, you know? All these different alterations or modifications to your brain just to make you feel better, it doesn't sit comfortable with me. For myself, you know? You never truly, at least in the case of anxiety and ADHD, I feel as though you really never need to take the medicines. Of course, there's people with extreme severity, but this is coming from someone who actually... Everyone's situation is different. Everyone has different standards of handling things, and that's why I'm not comparing myself to them. But I'm just talking about my own personal belief. Because at least from my perspective, I really do believe the better option is just not to take medication. Unless it's like things for like schizophrenia or bipolar, etc. You know, anything outside of ADHD and anxiety. But I'm not trying to be imposing. If you want to take the medicine, that's on you. I'm not going to look down on you. There's no reason to. We're all people who are trying to live life, be happy, and survive. But it's just not for me. You know, whenever I was taking anxiety medicine, you know, the people around me said that I looked really happy, you know, and I looked very worry-free. Heck, my mom was even saying that I looked not creepy, but like almost too happy. She didn't say that. It was more of like I was smiling a lot, you know. And while I was enjoying the moment and I was having a lot of fun, in the back of my mind I was consistently thinking, all right, but this isn't me. You know, the smiling, this everything, clarity, it's not me. I haven't truly earned this, you know. I can't be comfortable with this, because especially whenever I just take off the medicine, once I am off the medicine, I'm back to square one. I'm back to zero. There's no progress to be made if you're always, like, you never learn how to go on a hike if you're always, you know, going on a plane, you know what I mean? I don't know if that's a good analogy, but, you know, that's my own thing. So, personal choices. I'll just have to deal with this for the rest of my life, and that's alright. That's just how it is, you know? I've been through, in the mental noggin, trials is all I have to deal with, you know? Thankfully, I don't have any other external factors towards, you know, adversity, so I'm very willing to take on this part of a problem. I'll open arms, give it a great embrace with this concept, because if I have nothing else to worry about, then at least I should have to have this to handle and worry about and become a better person because of it. You know, it sucks. ADHD, I hate it. I really, with every single fiber of my being, I hate ADHD. But it is what it is. You know, I'm not gonna hate my existence for having ADHD. I just hate ADHD itself for causing me problems, or amplifying the problems rather. Not creating them. Every single thing I believe can really be adapted to in my circumstances. Not talking about other people. Yeah. But yeah, you know, everyone else is dealing with their own things, so I'd like to at least have to struggle with, you know. Gotta have something to work on, you know. And by the end of all this, all these different trials, I'll become a better person. It'll teach me good things, and I'll be proud of myself a lot more. But yeah. Where was I gonna go with all this? Right. So, that's why I don't want to take medicine. It's a pain in the butt. You know? But you don't ever, in my case, I don't ever need the medicine, you know? I believe I can fully handle it, and I really don't believe I need the medicine. Yeah, it helps. Of course, everyone will always say it helps. But that's a band-aid solution. I don't like band-aid solutions. I like fixing the problem. I like healing wounds completely, so then I can move on with my life. And, you know, adapt and become better. Thus, you don't have to deal with it as much. It's a great thing. Anyway, sorry for the ramble. Yeah. Nice. That was cool. I'll go one round more. I think the next one they're gonna win. What's my streak? Oh, I can't check. Getting me down pretty well. Oh yeah, they got me down. Looks good. Yeah. Fuck off.
they definitely got it. They definitely got it down. Anyway. And they would beat me if they actually went against me again. Oh. Well, let me check my streak. Ooh. It was like originally 36, so I think I did like 9 so far. Not bad. Not bad. I think that's pretty okay. Judging my aim, golly, man. That's impolite. It's pretty rude. Ow. Ah, too far. He's getting it down too. Anyway, maybe whatever I was able to accomplish then came from sleeping and the brain, embedding that stuff in the brain. How much time do I have? Cool. 38. Yeah. Def. Crap. God, that's horrible. I had more arrows too. Better idea. I should practice that. right. Alright, bucko. Learn to dodge. Am I lagging? Whoops. Fuck. Whatever, man. Magnus. 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 Oh my goodness, Magnus. Oh my goodness, Magnus. You know, maybe I should try sidestepping 2 times rather than once, because other people will predict that I'm going to be doing. We don't want to. I sure wouldn't. Yet indeed. Ooh, if I fight against you again. Ooh, if I fight against you again, I'm going to be ticked and I'm going to use the bow immediately. I don't know, any person who uses the bow in this mode is like whacked. Alright, man. As I was saying. Am I lagging? Hold on. No, okay. I don't know, I always find it suspicious whenever I'm winning in these type of duels. In bow duels, that's a different circumstance. In these circumstances, though, I ought to question whether I'm lagging or not, because I don't know. A lot of times I don't know, something feels finicky. Or maybe that's just this combat in general. He got intimidated. He saw my name. Forgot, were you one of those peeps that were using a bow? In this mode? Probably. What? Gosh, I'm doing horrible with that timing. What am I doing? Okay, maybe I need to do the whole jump canceling or whatever it's called. Not back canceling. Yeah, I figured it out. The piece of the puzzle. What? Oh my goodness, that makes so much of a difference. Alright, I'm ready. Crap! Oh man. What did I just do? Oh, right. Okay. What a waste of an arrow. Hold on. Crab! I could have killed him with that one. Okay. Uh... was just giving my classmate advice to the Japanese. I don't know if he's gonna use it, but that's my advice. Oh, nice. He said it was great advice. Nice. Whoops. Whoops. Another person to try? Sure. Ooh. It was good though. It was good. Definitely would have killed me if you actually just made the jump. Try it. Oh man. Lettuce. Did I just see lettuce? Oh, that piece of crap. Oh, yeah, well, let me get some stuff first. No, you're gonna enter. No, you're gonna go. Dang. Oh, I ran out of arrows already. That's one, man. I don't remember ever having arrows. Yeah, that too, actually. I am missing every single possible shot. Dang. They're gonna try shooting me. Yeah. If only I had things to heal with. But I don't. How unfortunate. I'll hold him off. How are you at 5 health? I didn't shoot you once, did I? I don't even think I hit you once. How are you so low? How are you lower than me? You shouldn't be lower than me. You really shouldn't. How did you lose your health, man? Oh, right. The lava. Forgotto. Nice. How about some arrows? No. How about some arrows? No. No. I got some arrows, man. Oh. Dang. Yeah, you're waiting on it. You're a funny lad. Dang, you're one of those peeps. Ooh. I've been got. All because I wanted to get those arrows. That's unfortunate. I wonder why my aim was so horrendous though. Because I didn't land a singular shot on them. And I really should have. That's the crazy part, is I really should have. Because their positions were crazy simple. You're not dead. Oh my goodness, and I wasted my arrows. Ah! What writhing pain it brings me. Come on. That was way too much effort, man. And it all started because I didn't actually get the guy immediately. This is what happens when you have a kind heart and you hesitate. I don't know what that guy's talking about. I think they're going crazy. And they're saying crazy stuff. You both targeting me? No way. No, okay, never mind. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Ah! I'm an idiot. Oh my goodness. About that other person. Yeah, they were waiting on me to land. They were doing that kind of thing. Because, yeah, so what could I... How do I deal with that? I forgot. Because that's what Key Devi does. I think it's do 2 instead of 1. And then wait on them. Give me an arrow. I'm not doing much better, am I? It's gonna take its time. This guy refuses to die. There we are. Sure. Doing that. How are you? Gosh darn it, man. How do I miss? What a horrendous thing. I get to fight the guy again. He's my neighbor. Have fun. I got 15 minutes. Not right now, man. No! Oh no! by situational awareness. Or my environmental awareness. One of the biggest problems using a bow. Yeah, I actually gotta look around. There we go. Take it or leave it, stupid. But my biggest problem is, but that must be the big issue seen with, what's it called? That must be the big issue with, what's it called? What is it called? That might be the big issue. You did a good job. Oh, you're the one that killed him. Yeah, the big issue with the duels, the bow duels, is that, you know, it's creating a really isolated, idyllic situation. Nah, that's not a good game. It's a bad game. So maybe, you know, I'm acting as though they're actually going to the cold. Nah, you can't with that angle. Assuming that they might move a little bit more than what they actually would. Because in the actual practice of the game, it's psychology, you know? Thinking and predicting how people typically do things, not just the exception. Those who are really good. Okay, well, if you say that now, that's a different circumstance. I like those. I'm playing it again. Okay, fine. It is a bow duel after. I can't exactly say no so easily. I love bow duels. Well, I would like it better if it was actually in the Skywars game, you know? maybe this guy's better at the long. And see, look at that. I'm already trying to assume. Hold on. But anyway. There's way more people out there that's way better. Heck, even inside of like Skywars now. Gosh. I think I used to be better. Dang! People do that now. You know, maybe Skywars didn't evolve. Maybe it devolved. No, it totally devolved. But what you can say is absolutely people have evolved. Like me. Hold on. Fine. Fine. I can't really refuse. It's a really, I love bow duels. Well, I don't like bow. Nah, I like dueling in bows. I used to be better at close span, or not close, close range. Gosh. It feels way more weighty though. What's all that? Oh, maybe it's a. Yeah, I'd rather not. Dude. Yeah. It's always a shame to always, I'd say no. But, you know, I ought to say no. Is that a tournament? Open the game. I'd rather not too, if I completely be honest. But yeah, maybe. No. Well, what's the point then? Nah, I'm not gonna. Alright. You processed it. Now we shoot. Yeah, this guy was concealing his skill though, I'd say. Because clearly this guy Anyway. Yeah. And that's why I don't want to add you to Discord. I don't wanna deal with you. But they're a chill person. But also, it's Minecraft. Yeah, you can't trust anything. So, man. So yeah, multiple different reasons to avoid it, such as this is Minecraft, and as the player on the other side, I'd rather not, you know. Anyway. Anyway, that's enough for now. Might unfriend the person. But who knows? Who knows? Right. Anyway. We move on. So, sorry, I was reacting to a completely different thing. But now I will move on from the stream. So, if anyone's watching, thank you very much for tuning in. And if VOD, thank you as well. Alright, bye. And it's all archived too. The beginning portion. Yeah. Anyway.